Yo, what's going on, ladies and gents? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. Today we are once again back on Modern Warfare, and I wanted to share with you guys the best class setup for the brand new MP5 Anole blueprint. This is the second blueprint that came alongside of the M13 Galapagos with that really cool camo, and I'm actually really happy that they made the cool camos for weapons that I actually use. The MP5 is one of my favorite guns in the game. This class setup is a really good one. It's essentially made for distance, so you're going to be really accurate with this MP5. You're still able to rush around and play aggressive. However, if you want to be able to take people out from distance, this is going to be a great class setup to do so. What you're watching right now is me demonstrate what this specific class setup is going to play like in a game against multiplayer bots, so that you guys can see some gameplay and get an idea of what it's going to be like before you actually run this thing. So hopefully you guys appreciate that and like this class setup. So let's jump right into the attachments. So if you guys take a look, we're going to be running the Muzzle Brake. With this, we're getting recoil stabilization. This is actually a huge attachment that'll help for long distance accuracy. Generally, I'll run the compensator, but the Muzzle Brake is essentially the same exact thing. The compensator, we're losing ADS speed and aiming stability. The same thing with the Muzzle Brake. But with this, we're getting a pretty nice boost to accuracy, a great attachment to use when you're going for those long distance gunfights. We're not going to be using a barrel. To be honest with you guys, most of the time I don't even use a barrel on the MP5. If anything, in Warzone, I'm running the monolithic integral suppressor, but I don't think it's worth having a barrel on this specific setup. Now, the laser that we're going to be using is the 5MW laser. I really like this laser for aggressive gameplay. You guys will see that not only do we get the sprint to fire speed, but we're getting hip fire accuracy. So any of those close quarters gunfight situations, this 5MW laser is going to make a huge difference. So that's what we're running here. We're not going to be using an optic. I believe the original blueprint came with an optic, and if you know me, I think that the MP5 is a weapon that should never have an optic on it, regardless of what game mode you're playing, whether you're playing multiplayer or Warzone. The iron sights on this thing are just too good, and using an optic is just too pointless, so we're going to keep the optic off. We're also not going to be using a stock on this specific setup. Now, the underbarrel that we're going to be using is the Commando foregrip. I think this goes better for long range. You can go back and forth between the Commando and the Merc. As most of you guys know with the MP5, the Merc foregrip has been overpowered for a very long time and is really good for close quarters gunfight situations. However, I'm running the Commando on this specific class setup because I wanted to do better from long range. I like playing search and destroy a lot, and a lot of those gunfights when I'm playing search end up being medium to long range. And because I rush around with the MP5, I want to be able to do well from those distances. So the Commando foregrip, the recoil stabilization makes a huge difference, giving us a nice little boost to accuracy, range, and control. We're not running any extra ammunition. Don't really think it's necessary, especially anymore with the nerf that came to the MP5 a couple weeks back. So leaving the ammunition off. The rear grip that we're using is rubberized grip tape. Now, this is another attachment that's going to make a huge difference from distance with recoil control as your pro. And I really like this attachment because it's basically a free pro. You guys will see the only con here is aiming stability. And with an SMG, we're not going to have any idle sway. So the con is pretty much pointless here. So it shows we're losing control when in reality, we're not really losing anything here. We're just getting a really nice boost to accuracy. And this is something that you'll notice a huge difference with when running around and laser beaming people from across the map. So the rubberized grip tape, really good rear grip to go with. And last but not least, the perk that we're going to be using is sleight of hand. I think this is a great perk to have on, especially if you are playing aggressive with this MP5. It's nice to have that situation where if you run into 2 or 3 people at one time, you're able to reload that gun pretty quick and get right back into that gunfight. But nonetheless, some pretty good attachments for this MP5 and a really fun loadout to run around with. If you guys have any questions or anything else to add about this specific MP5 Anole class setup, please make sure to leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure and try to help some of you guys out. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.